Gary Parrish here with UCLA head coach Mick Cronin, headed into year 7 at UCLA.
How about that?
Time flies, huh?
Yeah, it does.
I know. I remember when you were just getting pulled in that direction.
Seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
But my daughter just went to college. That's when you really,
Yes.
that's when you know.
Yes.
When you're a little girl, you're moving her into American University, like, what is going on?
Yes, yes. So you've made the NCAA tournament in 4 of the past 5 years. Things are going well. What have you learned about the UCLA job that maybe you didn't realize when you took it, but you understand it better now?
Well, I knew about the basketball program
Right.
and the greatness of the basketball program, the greatness of the Coach Wooden and a lot of others, and then obviously the players that have played there. I didn't know about the university and how big the university is. I mean, what a behemoth of academic research, impact on the world, not just, especially Southern California, the reach of UCLA and the medical side of it. It's just it's an amazing place.
Right.
And I know you weren't looking for that answer,
Yeah, no.
but I mean, I did not know that. I just knew the basketball side of it.
Right. You bring back 3 of your top 4 scorers from last season's team. That's not something every coach in the country can say. Is that where recruiting starts now, with just player retainment?
100%. Retention is everything.
Yeah.
You got to start off with, first of all, you got to have 2 different jobs going on, because as a head coach, you got to be deciding as your season's unfolding.
Yeah.
What am I going to do when the season ends? Because as you know, all our seasons come to a screeching halt with a loss in the NCAA tournament, except for one team.
Right.
Everybody ends. It's like, everything's great, and then the excitement of the tournament. But the day you lose, that you go home, and then you're going to start having meetings and making offers to guys to return. And you have to be on it right away. So that's the reality we're in now. So for us, we're very fortunate that we got 3 great players back, and a freshman that didn't play a lot that's going to be a huge factor for us and have a great career at UCLA, and Trent Perry that we were able to retain. So Sky, Eric, and Tyler, but having Trent back as well is big for us.
You bring these guys back, and then you also get into the transfer portal. And it's not that high school recruiting doesn't matter anymore, but it has been de-emphasized. Do you the state of recruiting right now, frustrating or exhilarating, something in between? Where are you at on it? I'm at an age where I think it's a waste of time to have an opinion that nobody's going to listen to, because it's like once the ship has sailed. Right.
Like, it's not going back.
Right.
It's like it's not going back to port. Yes, I feel for high school players because there's a trickle-down effect.
Yes.
And, not the top 100 high school players. They're all going to get scholarships. It's the D2 schools don't even recruit high school players because they're just waiting on D1 guys that didn't play.
That's right.
So there's a lot of high school players affected by it. That's not good. So, what is good is I can go get Donovan Dent.
There you go.
So, there's good and bad to it. But I don't waste too much time on whether you like it or don't like it. You better embrace it.
Right.
I mean, you have to embrace it.
Right. I got in trouble with some fan bases during the Donovan Dent transfer because I sort of held it up as this is a beautiful story, and others want to hold it up as the high major robbing the Mountain West Conference school. But I just framed it completely different because I don't want to speak for Donovan. I never would, but he grew up in Southern California.
Yeah.
I imagine he
wanted to go to UCLA.
That's exactly right. And for whatever reason, either he's not good enough at that time or somebody didn't recognize it at that time. But he did what any of us would do, which is you take the best offer you got that's sitting on the table, and he went there and he was spectacular, which then opens up an opportunity to maybe come back home and start UCLA. I just will never let anybody twist that into a negative thing. That's an awesome thing.
And I always say, what would you do?
Right.
I mean,
the same thing he did.
Yeah, so slow down now. But it's hard for people, and this is, not to get, on a soapbox, but I just wish everybody in our country could put the other guy's shoes on.
That's right.
let's say everybody try to put the other person's shoes on before you start throwing darts at everybody for making a decision to transfer. Put the other guy's shoes on, or the other woman's shoes on, and it'd just be a lot better place. But look, you're dealing with fans, right, and that's what you deal with. Yes. So you got to deal with social media. That's part of your career. Right. You got to let them fire at you.
Yeah, I should probably log off a little more often than I do. I think everybody understands Braden Smith is preseason Big Ten Player of the Year and one of the best point guards in the country. But you've got the reigning Mountain West Conference Player of the Year in Westwood. How big of a role do you expect from Donovan Dent? What do you expect from him?
Well, offensively, he's got NBA talent.
Yeah. Because he shoots it.
Yeah.
He's got great assist rate.
Yes.
Like, it's all there.
Yeah. And he averaged 20 a game. Shoot 40% from three. He's got next level speed. He's got some things that maybe Braden Smith doesn't have as far as athleticism. Right. What I need to do for Donnie is, can I get him to have Braden Smith's intensity for 40 minutes?
Gotcha.
The grit defensively, the underdog mentality that I think that Braden Smith embodies. And I think those are the things that will make Donnie a pro. He does. He's got to do a little bit better job with his ball security, his turnover rate. I've talked to a lot of pro people, so I just tell them, look, this is what they want to see. Right. But it's also what he needs to do to help us. Because we had a good year last year, but we're at UCLA.
Right.
I told him, people going to get mad at me for this one, but what was a really good year at New Mexico is like an average or not that good a year at UCLA. Like getting beat in the second round is it's right. It's not what time it is in Westwood.
Right.
I just let him know, we got to get good enough. Like, dude, yeah, I'm intense and I'm on you, because going to the second round ain't where it's at here.
No, I've seen UCLA coaches get fired for going to the second round. You mentioned Braden Smith. He is among the candidates to be the National Player of the Year, not just Big Ten Player of the Year. You've coached against him. What makes him special despite some obvious physical limitations?
Well, I think I'm in the opinion that most people, most mistakes in player evaluation in all sports come on underestimating great players that lack size.
Gotcha.
There's a litany line of guys to prove that that's where mistakes are made. Mm-hmm. He's a great player, and he's great on. And again, everything's not just shoot. He can really shoot it. He's an unbelievable passer. Right. He's got great speed with the ball. But when you start talking about real things, Gary, okay, can he read the other team's defense? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what you need to be able to do as a great guard, at the highest level. Right. You're running up and down in AAU, and this guy's ranked, and that guy. That's got nothing to do with picking a team apart. He's a surgeon in the pick and roll, literally a surgeon. Right. I mean, he looks like Braden Smith looks like you're watching him run the pick and rolls. It's like watching a 38-year-old guy that's played in Europe at the highest level of the ACB league for 15 years. That's who you feel like you're watching when you watch the guy play. So he's a surgeon with the ball. But I will give you this, the X factor to me is his toughness. Mm-hmm. His competitive fire and his toughness are why he's so great. You can't overcome his physical stature without having special toughness.
Your non-league schedule is going to keep you out west by design. And I know people have fun with that, but just to be clear, there's data that supports going east is bad stuff for UCLA.
For anybody.
Right.
I mean, how'd it work for Penn State's football team?
Right.
How'd it work for USC football when they had to go to Indiana, fly home, turn around, go back to Illinois?
Right.
I mean, those things, they went to Purdue. They went to the state of Indiana. But anyway, travel's real. It's when you see it and talk about it in the media, it's not the same as living it.
Right.
Like me just coming to Chicago for Big Ten Media Day.
Right.
Not easy.
Right.
So And then you factor in, I think we all forget, people start talking about travel. They forget that, the pros do it. But the pros don't go to school.
That's right.
They don't go to school.
Right.
Everybody wants to keep dismissing the fact that the guys go to school.
Right.
I mean, as at UCLA, they go to an elite school where it's not all online classes.
Right. They actually got to be in a building.
Yeah. Now, now it's not raining, it's not cold, and you walk to class in sandals and shorts.
Right.
So, you are in Westwood.
Yes.
But you got to go.
Right. That walk around the Westwood campus is really nice. I remember when Ben was there, like walking from maybe Pauley Pavilion at the time to his office.
Oh yeah.
I just remember something. He was like, "Yes, I make this walk every day. I will never get tired of this walk."
Yeah, it's like I tell people, "How you doing?" I turn left on Sunset to go to work.
There you go.
Not many people do that,
right?
And when you turn left on Sunset to go to work, it's usually 75 degrees. You got to watch some sunspots, as I'm coming out of Encino down the hill.
Yeah, it sounds like a real problem.
Rough problem.
A rough problem. The last thing before I get you out of here, I've got you in the top 10 of my preseason rankings for whatever that's worth. Obviously, Purdue is going to be in there.
Yeah.
This is a league that hasn't won a national championship since 2000, but has multiple teams, Michigan, capable of doing it this season. On paper, do you think you have a team capable of doing it? Do you think this could be your best UCLA team?
I knew how good we were back in the day when you had Jaime Jaquez,
Right.
Tiger Campbell, Jalen Clark, returning. Now I know that Donovan Dent was an All-American, but he hasn't played for me, who's going to demand he take care of the ball and play defense. So how it's all going to work, 3 years ago, when Dembona blew his shoulder and Jalen Clark tore his Achilles, I could have told you, we're one of 3 or 4 teams that should win it. I think we got a chance to get – there's so many unknowns now. I mean, I see people picking Florida. The guy's got lost his entire backcourt.
Yes.
And his backup in the backcourt.
Yes.
So it's just, I don't know. I know this. You're talking about the Big Ten. Purdue was close last year. I mean, they lose at the buzzer to Houston, who loses at the buzzer to Florida. And was anybody else in the Elite Eight in the Big Ten? Michigan State?
I think Michigan State might have got there as well.
Yeah. I'm not. I think so. It'll happen again for the Big Ten. I'm just hoping it's UCLA.
Yeah, Mick, it's always good to see you.
You too, buddy.
Thanks for your time.